Hi there, it's Brooke, and today I am going to share with you part 3 of living with honey oaks. So I started out making this video and I was just gonna do the living room, the stairwell, that was it. And I was gonna record that. Well, that's not that exciting. And I only had a little bit left, so I just finished off down the hallway too, and then just included that all in this video. The living room, the arrangement of the furniture and decor on the walls and like the placement of the shelves and the lamps and different things are staying the same. There's nothing on the shelves right now or my sofa table because I'm gonna decorate for Halloween, but I wanted to do that in a separate video, right? I'm just gonna show you how the white walls look and how excited we are and the new light fixture. But then the hallway, I did change out all the pictures in the hallway. So before I had in there just photo frames that, had different pictures, said cherish, and then one was like, kind of a wedding themed one. So I just switched it out so it was just normal decor. So I'm gonna go through and show you the process of everything, filling holes, painting, prepping, everything like that. And then I'll go through a little tour with you at the end. Nick is attempting to tape the ceiling at the top of the stairs, and
master craftsman.
He's there's the nook over there.
Except for the tip there, I did pretty good.
Well, you can maybe rub your thing over there and kind of push it up. Your yardstick. Good thing we have 2 yardsticks. See, there's down below. And you go all the way up, and then he's on a ladder over here by our nook. Topless, so I'm trying not to show him. Now the next thing is to actually paint that part.
This is about as stuck as I can get it.
That looks really good though. Day 1 of painting finished, and as you can see, I've been painting and I'm super hot and red. So I'm gonna flip you around and show you everything we got done today. So we painted all that up there, this wall, and then up here, all the way down, and then that side, all this over here, and then that whole wall, and then downstairs, oh, this wall, and then that, and then around the door there. And I did everything myself, but right next to the ceiling, that corner, next to this ceiling, and then up at the peak, my husband used this extender with the brush, kind of showed me what I need to do for the second coat. Didn't think the first one was going to get done today, but I pulled it through and got her done. Tomorrow, coat 2. Hopefully I can get it all done, and then it'll be light switches and outlet and putting everything back together. I am changing all the outlets in the living room, and all the ones in the living room are the top half is ran by a switch and then the bottom half is just a regular plug-in. So there's one extra thing you have to do to the outlet before it will work that way, which I didn't know, so I had to go on a blog and find that out after I installed the one by the kitchen. When you pull this out over here, it's gonna come out like this. So this is like it's in the wall like this. You have a green, you'll have a copper ground wire come out, and then you'll have a white wire that sticks into the back here, and then a white wire that sticks into the back up on the top. I don't use these screws on my outlets. And then so on the other side is where you have more. So if you look, so this side has the ground, this side doesn't. And so for my outlets, see this little tab right there? I just take my pliers and it just pops right off. So I have to break that off, otherwise mine won't work with the switch. So I basically have to disconnect the top plug from the bottom plug so the top will work with the switch and then the bottom is just regular. And then on this side of my outlet, I will have red wire on the top, a red wire in this screw, a black wire in this screw, and then a black wire on the bottom. So I'm going to go through and show you up close of the outlet while I do this. And what I do is I pop off this one, take off a wire, put it on here, and kind of go through that process. So I make sure I put it back in exactly how I have it, because if I don't do that, I screw it up. So I've learned my lesson. Always look over your old plug first to make this plug look exactly like it and all the wires in the same place. So I'm going to unscrew top and bottom screws, and it looks like they cut the hole too big again, so they got a piece of cable in there, or wire. They had a bunch of those like that in kitchen too, because they're butt heads and they didn't do it right. And then like this chunk hangs out of the thing. So you see that? This is what they have in there. So you pull it out. The wires from my house are super stiff, so just be careful. This is the side without the ground, and then this is the side with the ground. So I always start by taking out my ground copper wire, because that one can only go one spot, so it's not, you're not going to mix that one up, okay? That's the one for sure one you're going to get back in the right spot if you just pull them all out. Sometimes they're a tighter coil around there. All the rest just came off nice. Of course, the one I'm trying to show you guys is the one giving me freaking issues. Okay, so copper wire out. So as you see on the back of here, I have white and white on the left side. And then on the right side, I have red and black. And these are just supposed to pull out. Are you supposed to stick something in there? That doesn't work. So I take my handy dandy side cutters and I pop them off. So this one goes on the top. So I want to put this one way up there so I know that goes on the top. And I've been doing these four at the same time, because then I have to cut off the coating. This one goes on the bottom, so I put it way down there at the bottom. And then the black and red, you just got to remember red on top, black on bottom. But I still kind of pull them out a little. And then I just move that old plug over there. And then I have these wire strippers. And my wire is a 14, so it has these little holes and numbers. And so I just put it in the 14 hole, kind of, you know how long you want it. Turn, twist, and pull. And then it just shaves off just the wire. So that was my bottom, so I make sure I put that back down where my bottom is. And that's my top, so I put that back on my top. Now that I have all my wires stripped, I'm going to attach the copper ground wire to my new outlet. And then you just got to screw down this screw really tight. Ouch. Jesus, Brooke. Maybe not that tight. And this is the bottom wire that goes in the back. So I'm going to shove that in that little hole, and then I give it a good tug to make sure it's in there all the way. Do the same with the top white wire. Try to pull it out. I flipped you to the other side, so now I got my bottom black over here. Push and tug. And then now the red on the top. Okay, so those are all locked in there nice. So next I have is these two screws. So you're going to want to take them off the old one. And they should just kind of, this one will probably be stinky like the copper. Okay, that was nice. And it pops off. Do the black one. Those are off. And then these are good reference. You got to make sure you know you have your reds on the top and your blacks on the bottom, at least for my outlets. So I hold that up there so I can get it tight. Do the same with the black here. Hold that up there. So now I have all my wires on. So now the tricky part is to smush them, zigzag them up, and smush them back into this outlet box. Wish they would have taken just a little more patience when building my house. I live in a neighborhood where I think they were put up in a rush. You know, where they all kind of look the same. So what I usually do is I get it in one of those holes, screw it in a little bit, and then to hold it so I can kind of position it and all that jazz, you know. Okay. And obviously my power's turned off. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead right now. Okay. So it's kind of curved, like tilted. You want to get that back in as straight as you can. Nobody wants a topsy-turvy, curvy, slanted outlet. So there's my outlet all back in. I'm going to turn the power on and test them before I put the covers on, because if I have to take it out, then I don't have to take covers off too. So the living room is pretty much finished. I had to paint some hardware, so I needed to repaint the top hinge on our outside doors that I did. And I just want to show you what happens when you take a hinge on and off, trying to get your door to line up, and then guess what happens to the screws? They get stripped out and nothing wants to hold. So I'm going to show you my little fix. So here's my little fix for the door. I have 4 toothpicks in each hole and then some Gorilla Glue. So hopefully now when we go to put that hinge in, it'll cinch up a little better and then we can align it so our door will shut nice. That's my little, I looked on YouTube and that's kind of what they suggested. So I just use toothpicks and then I kind of hammer them in when they're all glued in and stuff so they fit a little better. The hallway is all prepped. I got my sheets down, light fixture down, all taped, plates off. So this is the last stretch that I have to do. When this is done, everything will be painted, and then I just have outlets to do in the bedrooms to switch out. So I just finished painting, and I want to get some new artwork, pictures, whatever you want to call them, for the hallway. Like right now we just have picture frames with words and different things, and I just want to get like maybe an arch or a window for the end of the hallway. And I'm really looking for like one of those green chalkboard word signs. So we'll see what they have, and of course I'm at Hobby Lobby, so let's go in and see what they got. Today we are going to change out my switches in the hallway. This one is a 3-way switch, so this one and then the one down the hallway control the hallway light. And then these 2 are just 1-way switches, and they control the outlets that are in my little loft things, one in the kitchen and then one in the living room. These ones are super simple, and then this one I think just has like 1 more cord, so not that big a deal. So I have my little like tester thing to make sure the electricity is all off. Oh. So So I have something on that I need to go shut off, so I'm gonna go check that out. So I went out and down and shut some outlets off, so I think we're good now, no beeping. And I check it. This house is wired weird. I am going to start with the three-way. The main difference between a one-way and a three-way is the three-way has this like plastic rim around it. I'm gonna pop this out. So on this one, there's black, a red, and a white for mine, and no ground. And they just use the little holes in the back, so that's what I do. So then I go through and kind of, I don't tighten them down, but I make them so they're flat, just so they don't catch on anything when they're in there. But I don't tighten them because then sometimes the wire doesn't want to go in. So I just make them completely flat, and I do that for all the screws. And I have learned, pay attention to what you're taking out. Like, even if you have to do it a little bit at a time, then do it a little bit at a time. You screw it up, it's not fun trying to figure it out. So now I have it in, and I'm just gonna go through. I cannot get these to pop out like it says, so I just use my side cutters or wire cutters, and I just cut them out. And I've done enough where I know the black goes on the top, red below it, and white beside it. Since I cut it, I need some more wire exposed, and mine are a 14 gauge wire. So I just take my wire stripper, you stick it in the 14, kind of do some twist and pull, and then the little thing just pops off. So there you can see it a little better. You just twist and pull. I'll zoom you back out. So you want to make sure you put this back in the way it was, where the ground is on the left for me. Black goes on the top, red and white on the bottom. So I'm going to start with my white. There is a hole right here on the back. And you just push that in. Try not to bend the wire. I've done that, and then it gets all weird. And then I always pull, make sure you got it in there all the way. And then here is the other one for the red. Push that in. It's not pushing in. There we go. And I pull it. And you kind of hear a click or a, you know, and then there's one more hole right there for the black. Do the same thing. Okay, and then once you have all the wires attached, you just kind of want to zigzag them back in there and screw your switch back in. So always get it started in the little box, in the little holes in the outlet box. And then there is a little give, so you kind of want to hold it, screw it down, make sure it's straight. You don't have a cockeyed because the wires didn't go in nice. I just do a little bit at a time. There are way better tutorials about this. This is how I learned how to do it. I just wanted to show you. So everything looks straight. The one ways only have 2 wires, I believe. I'll pop one out here to show you. I've done enough of these. You'd think I would just remember. It's not how my brain works. Yeah, just a black and a white. They don't have that 3rd wire. So if you can do the 3-way, you can do the 1-way. So I'm standing right on the edge of my dining room where the linoleum is, up against the back wall to kind of give you an overview of everything I painted. So we painted this whole wall white, and then over the stairs right there, and then all the way from the ceiling all the way down to the bottom of the stairs, and then the wall behind the sofa table, that nook all the way across there, and then I painted this wall, that little part there when I did the living room. And then when I did the hallway, I just did down the hallway, the end wall back there, and then this way. And then I did have to do that, like trim on that side, because I did the other side when I did the kitchen. Of course, there's no decor, I told you that, so it looks a little funny. And at first I wasn't too sure about those picture frames with the more like white matte, but once I got my shelf back in here and my lamp, and then my olive buckets with my greenery in it, I definitely like it. So when I get some more stuff over here on my bookshelf, I'm just going to be that much more happy with it. Everything just pops so much more. We're so excited. So I had to go all the way down there, and then there's like a ceiling there, and then the doorway, and then this where the light is. I thought this was ceiling, but it was tan, so then I had to go paint that white. And I did spray paint this that oil rub bronze because it was like a brassy color. And I went through and spray painted the hardware on our stairs to the oil rub bronze, just like all my hinges. This is the entryway. Get that hinge fixed, and then I re-glued the stripped holes with these. So now the door just opens open fine, and it closes fine. Before it was like, you know, just a dragging. So I did fix that while I was spray painting all these, getting that ready. I painted the nook and cleaned the nook. We never put anything up there. There is a light switch just like the one in the kitchen, and we found out that these two control one for each. So they all work. I changed the outlets, but we just never use them. So as I told you, when we were going to Hobby Lobby, I wanted to look for like a chalkboard sign, and this is the one I did see on their like preview of online, you know, when they have things decorated. So it says, live your life with love, grace, and gratitude. And I just love the green color with the greenery in the house and the other pops of green that we did in the entryway. And then, you know, we have the blue in here, just all works so well. Then I took a bunch of pictures of like plant things and different things, and my husband liked this one the best. And it's kind of a green gray. I thought about doing a picture frame down here, but I saw this and I like this much better. And then if you come around here, you saw me hang this. And this is just one of their metal wreaths. We had tried a few different things here, and this is the one we like the best. So it goes with like the other metal we have in the house, just to kind of tie it all together. My mommy has one of these, so now we get to be twinsies. Hi, Mom. And then, of course, we did one of the cage lights like we've done in the entryway and everything. And then those are our white walls. And I went through and showed you how I did my switches, how I did an outlet. Everything went so well this time. Nothing went hinky. When you're coming up the stairs, this is the view you get. So that's a lot of pictures, and then behind the TV. So that's why I decided just to do more general pictures down the hallway now. But it just pops. It feels so fresh and so clean in here. Nick is like, I kind of like our light oak colored. It just looks, you know, has that little bit of warmth to it with the white walls, makes it definitely cozy. I got to get my Halloween up, as Oliver said in the kitchen. He goes, your Halloween decor is really cozy. And I'm like, okay, buddy. But so I'll be getting that up. That is the end of part 3, living room and hallway, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm just loving these white walls. I'm so glad I put the time and energy into it. I painted the living room and the stairwell in one day, second coat the next day. The hallway I just did in one day. I was able to do the first coat in the morning and the second coat in the afternoon, so that was super nice. The only thing left that I would like to do upstairs is the laundry room, because you can see that when you like come in the front door or the side door if the door is open. So I would like to do that, but it's a really small space. There's a window in there, there's a bunch of shelves, there's a washer and dryer, so it's not going to be the easiest space to paint. We also haven't done like our pantry, our hall closet, our closets in our bedroom. I don't think we're gonna do those. I mean, if something, I'm just like, I need these white, then yeah, maybe, but otherwise I think I'm just gonna leave them. Next step is to paint the basement or possibly new floors, depending on budget. I can paint the basement pretty simple. That's a pretty low cost. I don't know if I'll paint it white or if I'll go more like a gray, beige, grayish down there, but I do want it lighter and fresh because it is a split level basement, so I don't want it to feel cave-like. And then also we have this big accent wall. I think we're just gonna keep that the way it is right now. We do like it. It blends with everything in the house. I don't know what else I would put over there, so if I find something I really love, then yeah, I would change it, but not right now. So I hope you enjoyed my part 3 of living with Honey Oak, and what a difference paint can make. Like, I'm so glad we decided to do this. I'm so glad I didn't listen to my husband and I said, we're doing it. End of discussion. So I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.